going on, everyone? So, the Lakers, with the 17th pick in the draft out of Tennessee, Dalton Knecht. Now, he's a guy that is kind of more ready for now, which kind of signals to me that the Lakers may not trade the 17th pick. So, here's the thing. I saw a lot of people really wanted the Lakers to draft Dalton. Now, I'm all for Dalton. Dalton is a ready now, right? Like, they could have gotten Silva, they could have gotten some of these other guys, but Dalton is a guy that can come in and immediately make an impact. Shot nearly 40% from three, excellent efficiency. The reason he fell this far is because he's 23 years old, right? But the Lakers, they like those kind of guys, especially later on. You know, look at Austin Reeves, look at like Alex Caruso undrafted. I know that they were undrafted guys, but the Lakers like to draft kind of the older guys. They got the upside guy last year in Jalen Hood-Schifino. They got the upside guy in a Maxwell Lewis, right? Even Max Christie. Bringing in Dalton's a guy that can help right now. Now, again, don't fall in love with this pick. It's very possible that the Lakers could have taken this pick and end up trading it elsewhere. Maybe another team ends up wanting him. Not saying that that's the case. The fact that they drafted a 23-year-old kind of signals to me that they're keeping the guy, right? Just because if you were more likely than not, depending on the teams in which you're trading for, like let's say the Brooklyn Nets or Chicago or Atlanta, chances are you're probably drafting a upside guy. You're probably drafting a guy that's maybe 19. Maybe you're drafting like Holmes or something like that. You're drafting something that a rebuilding team may have wanted more. A rebuilding team may have been like, hey, let's go get this guy. Let's add this guy. But the fact that they drafted a 23-year-old that is looked at as a guy that can have an impact immediately and is looked at as one of, if not the best guy available right now. This is a guy that has multiple years under his belt that is going to be a bit of an adult, right? Like that's the thing with the young guys, right? The Lakers, they want to develop. They want to draft. They want to start building a culture. They want to start rounding out a foundation and system to kind of bring in young talent, develop them, and have them kind of be the next wave, right? So this wave ends up leaving, and then you got the next wave coming in. But you have those development guys already, and the Lakers have to kind of juggle and balance we want to win now, but we also want to develop young guys. So after Zach Edey was off the board, after Miami decided to take where's the guy I wanted, right? And then after that, it was just kind of like, okay, now you're basically taking a crapshoot. If you can't get Edey, you can't get Ware. Yeah, you could take Silva, you could take some of these other guys, right? Carter ended up getting taken early, right? So it was kind of like, all right, there's not really, like, who else are you going to get? You might as well get the guy that can have the biggest impact right now. It's kind of what the argument was with, like, a Zach Edey, right? Zach Edey compared to Ware. I liked Ware for the long term and the upside. I also think for a modern center, he makes more sense, again, for now and the future. But Edey was the guy that it made sense for the Lakers to draft if he was there because he's the guy that can help and have an impact now and still young enough to be a huge piece going forward, potentially slot in to that starting five, right? But now that you got Dalton, he's a guy that can come in. You know, he's got good size, like 6'6", 6'7", can basically play 2 through 4 on most occasions, right? He's a guy that can hit the outside shot, moves well off ball, can make plays for others. Very versatile in that regard. So I like the pickup. Again, I want to see the Lakers ultimately make trades to get guys. I mean, there hasn't really been, Minnesota, which San Antonio, that was very surprising, right? Because it's like they need a point guard, and they drafted Dillingham, which for me, I think the Spurs are probably gearing up to go and trade for a potential like Darius Garland if he becomes available, right? But like outside of that, it hasn't really been the movements that we thought there would be. Obviously, the Wizards ended up trading Genji, right? All that stuff. So it's just, I don't know if the Lakers are going to trade this pick. I'd like to, if there is a move out there that the Lakers can kind of pick up, I'd like them to make that move, right? Again, I like Dalton. Dalton's fine, right? If you do keep the 17th pick, he's a guy that I think can fill out and be a key cog off the bench. I think he's a guy that could be a shooter, hold his own on the defensive side, right? He's not some guy that's going to be this like crazy lockdown guy, but he's a guy that can come in, give you kind of that high IQ, that versatility, right? Can make some plays for others, can play off ball. He should be able to play well off of LeBron, off of Anthony Davis. The Lakers go and trade for DeJounte Murray. He should be able to play off of DeJounte Murray. Basically, he's a guy that you can plug and play now, right? A lot of people wanted that last season, right? A lot of people, you look at like Jaime Jaquez. A lot of people were like, man, you really should have gotten Jaime Jaquez. Well, they just kind of got that in this year's draft. They got a guy that is going to be able to come in and immediately make an impact for the Lakers. A guy that I believe will be in the rotation immediately. I'm sure J.J. Redick probably had a hand in this and had this conversation of like, hey, yeah, let's get that guy. Again, he's a guy that can light it up. As far as like just his stats, again, to kind of break down for people, because like I said, he's a guy that has good size. 6'6", he's like 205 pounds. But he averaged 21.8 points, 5 rebounds, 1.8 assists, shot total from the field 45.8% from the field. In the 2023-2024 campaign, he shot 39.7% from three-point range, 77.2% from the foul line, had the 5 rebounds, 1.8 assists. Will be nice and rounded up to a block and a steal. It was 0.6 blocks, 0.7 steals, and then they had he had 1.7 turnovers and averaged just a hair under 22 points per game. So he's a guy that, again, can slot in as your 2 guard more likely than not, maybe even on some occasions as your 3. I'm curious to see like what's the next step, right? Because here's the thing, like with Dalton, where do the Lakers plan on sliding him in? Because you have Austin Reeves, who's probably going to be your 2. Then you have Max Christie, right? Dalton is probably going to be best at the 2 to really maximize on his size and his shooting ability and his ability to defend. I don't know, like, is he the best option? Like, what do you do with Max Christie? Is this like insurance for Max Christie? Again, is this something that where you drafted him because he's more like ready-made now for maybe some of these other teams, or maybe they kind of had a feel like, okay, like this team kind of wants a guy that can have an impact now, right? Maybe a team like Atlanta, maybe they do want that. Maybe they are going to keep Trey or something, and they're like, oh man, this guy can come in and help immediately. I'm curious to see how this all kind of plays out and where they ultimately end up slotting him, right? Because he's a guy that, I do like immediately, but it's like, where is he going to kind of play? And then also you got Maxwell Lewis, who you're hoping is going to grow and develop into your 3 alongside Jared Vanderbilt. So my thing is just like, is he going to be a guy that comes in immediately while you're developing? And he's kind of just momentarily like, hey, and then he's just going to kind of be like a specialty guy off the bench? Or is he a guy that's going to come in immediately, have that major impact, and you look to maybe move off of some guys, right? Is this something to where, if you end up trading Austin Reeves, right? Is this a guy that can kind of fill that Reeves role? No, it's just, again, I'm okay. I like the pick. I'm disappointed we didn't get a big man, right? I really wanted an Edie, really wanted a Ware. I would have even of mind, like if they drafted Holmes, I wouldn't even mind. But like ultimately, it's like here we go. Like there's not really that big man that makes a ton of sense on the board. So go get a guy that is the best ready-made now. Get the guy for the upside, right? Sure, but to me, it's like get the guy now, especially if you're planning on keeping the pick. If you're keeping the 17th pick, get a guy that can immediately come in, apply to your culture, fit in a role in a need, and actually be able to make some noise out there on the basketball court, again, immediately. So I like the pick. Dalton, again, don't fall in love with the pick because it's very possible that the Lakers still trade it. No, I mean, we can get news during the draft, but more likely than not, the Lakers are probably going to wait for something to happen, or for D'Lo to make his decision. Once D'Lo makes his decision, we'll have a better idea and understanding, and then I can see the Lakers maybe making a move. But again, don't be shocked if a trade gets done. But like I said, more likely than not, trade's not going to happen today. That's what I made a whole video about on the channel. don't expect to trade today, because more likely it'll be once they know what's going on with D'Lo, because then that just gives them more flexibility. That gives them more possibility and potential for player X, Y, and Z, right? So anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the pick? Do you not? Do you think that they should have went with somebody else? Whoever that is, I'd love to hear it down in the comments below. Whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.